Why, hello there, fellow Gene Warriors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Stalwart Ancients. Episode 3, Exploring the Underground Lab. Let's get some obsidian, because he is a miner, and I'm going to give him... Breakfire won't be mining, so I'm going to give him the priority of mining, so that he does some passionate things, because he's recently insulted, and he's kind of upset as a result. Hey, Red Mist, can you get rid of this door? And for now, don't home zone it, because I don't want anyone repairing it. So the walls are, walls can never be broken, but for obviously game balance reasons, the doors can. So getting rid of this door allows our dining room to be much larger as a singular room. And there's not a lot of doors that I want to, like, break, but that would be one of them. So that, we can combine the two spaces into one space and have a much larger dining room that is able to keep people happier. Alright, most of the remaining debris stuff got broken down. So we're working on 2 bedrooms here, a bedroom here, and a bedroom here for now. And as population grows, we'll adjust accordingly. The other thing I would like to do is maybe go on a boomalop hunt. I'm a little concerned that they trigger and aggro. So I'm going to be careful when I go hunting, probably manually control it. Ideally, I would want more people to have, like, ranged weapons. So I know I can give Flippers, like, a bow, but given that he has a skill of, like, 3, I don't think or 2, he's not really going to be able to hit very much. But he is a fast walker, which is a bit of a benefit. Alright, does not need to be kicked. Good. Ooh, I saw some flirting. Once we have the floors done, I can continue making, like, shelving, because I know that this does not look very well organized. I was going to reserve granite blocks for, like, defensive stuff in here. Which is why I haven't, and also the internal walls, which is why I haven't, used up that granite elsewhere. The other thing I could do in these 2 spots is maybe just smooth the floors. Because rough limestone will look just fine when smoothed out. Whereas, like, the other areas that have dirt, that's, like, less of an option. Alright, aggro. I'm going to have you give up your bed so that I can actually make a real bed for you. Break fire, throw that together. Oh, and it's even nicer. Done. And then break fire, you'll sleep in here. And I can probably try, once I have a lot of more steel, I can try for, like, nicer beds for everybody. For comfort and sleep quality and sleep speed and all that stuff. Realistically, I could probably have added... Yeah, I'm going to have this be a slightly larger bedroom, because this is, like, dead space. Unused, pointless dead space, otherwise. So we'll have to limestone tile a little bit of it, but, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that is certainly enough obsidian for now, aggro. Thank you, thank you. Smithing is done. All right, now that we have smithing, let's go for machining. The other thing that I could say in the interim is like long blades. But I'm just going to go straight to machining. I think getting better guns is more important than like a sword, because Red Mist already has a decent amount of hemocollapse, and I think investing time into having her have better melee is maybe not a good investment. Now, this hasn't been recently kicked, so I'm just going to kick it and repair it. Got to remind it who's boss. Okay, we have maybe need for some more beds, so I'm going to try for some additional nicer beds in the morning when break fires up. To put all the hospital beds here. So these hospital beds, they're rusted, but they still have good surgery suggest. They have good like stats, especially for birth quality. So they're not awful. They're just not like great for actually comfort beds. Oh, that was aggro. I was like, what is that noise? Yeah, he's cutting down some trees. Okay, we got a good one, a normal one, and a good one. So I'll keep the good ones. And this good one will go to Red Mist. And then her hospital bed will go into the hospital. And then this good one will go to... We'll go in here for the bedroom to be once things get moved around a bit. Because Flippers is still, like, out here. So this will eventually be Flipper's bedroom once it's more well-established and built up. Alright, in this stockpile here, we, I think, allow for stone chunks. Yes, we do. So, once Aggro's done, like, hauling stuff, he should be hauling slag and stone chunks to this area, and then processing it. So that we can continue with the floors. Are we ready to explore the underground? No, we still don't have living quarters. I like how we have a random glow stool that just, like, decided to grow. It's like, I didn't plant you. You're just wild, I guess. Also, this cooler is not keeping up with the ambient temp. So I'm going to make a second one, because obviously we're not going to want a lot of food rot. I think I am going to manually control Aggro's hunting too, because we're out of meat. But I didn't necessarily want him to throw him to the boomalopes. But now that he has an architect eye, I think his accuracy is going to be a little bit better. And of course, the whole herd is like, alright, I want to kill you. So, you know, I'm glad I'm, like, manually doing it. Now, the issue is, of course, I don't want the boomlopes to burn to death, so I have to, like, with someone who has tinder skin, fight them and then put them out. He's not pyrophobic, but with tinder skin, he's, like, particularly vulnerable to fire. Okay, I don't want to be next to that thing. So those are all the lopes. What I'll do is I'll just haul them, like, a little bit. And then grab the next one. So I'm just, like, pulling them out of the fire. That one is probably a foregone conclusion. I'm not going to worry about that one way up there. I don't think I'm going to be able to save that. And luckily, the amount of hit points they have left... Yeah, oh yeah, it was a foregone conclusion. The amount of hit points they have left doesn't affect their butcher quality. It's the missing body parts that matter, so... still edible. Pre-cooked boomaloo. Okay, decent bedroom. I like it. And the reason why I'm doing this is the underground lab is potentially dangerous. And having everyone be on the brink of a mental break, going somewhere potentially dangerous is very dumb. Which is why I've been holding off on venturing into the lab, because half-cocked is why we already had to save scum once. And I don't want to have to do that again. So all of the debris has been removed. And Aggro is grabbing the last of the boomlopes. Now, there's another boomlope herd down there. The reason why I hunted the boomlopes is the way biomes work in RimWorld is there's only a finite number of animals that can even exist in a biome. And most of the, like, biosphere was taken up by boomlopes, which meant there wasn't actually room for other animals to move in. So I don't really love having to hunt boomlopes for, you know, explosion reasons, but I had to in order to make room for other animals. Red Mist, what can I do for you? You've been entombed underground. So how about you spend a little bit hauling limestone out here? I know it's boring, but at least you get some outside time. Now Breakfire's an undergrounder, so he doesn't really care. Breakfire's just like, yep, let me inside. I'm good. He got so used to being a, in an isolation chamber, one might imagine that his undergrounder is a result, a psychological result of his torture. Because, Aggro and Red Mist were, like, put into pods, but, Breakfire wasn't. Breakfire, like, hibernated in a deathless, ageless state. So, one might imagine that, like, he sat in this room being locked in that room for like a decade until he was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go to sleep for a few hundred years like a vampire. Something like that. Set a rec type for the... Oh, so what I could do here is stick a horseshoe pin right there so that they recreate outside. We're not allowed to do anything outside. Nothing that we own goes beyond these doors. No farming, no building, no nothing. But this is like roofed up, so we could put it there and throw from here. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. And then if you're wondering, the foosball table is cerebral play, and it's cerebral play of 160 rec power, which means it's going to be better than basically any chess table that we build, and then likely even better than most of the poker tables that we build, unless the poker tables are like masterwork or better. So there's not really a need for an immediate drive towards better recreation, because we're basically rec-maxed. Alright, for now, because this is a lot of steel, I'm just going to floor up the areas that we need to move the fastest towards the farm, and not the whole thing. Eventually, we're going to want to do the whole thing, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to do this piecemeal so that it's affordable and faster. Alright, we have a psychic ship. That's fun. So it's a Scorcher, a Tesseron, and a Lancer. Got it. I think probably the approach here, given that the three of them suck at melee, is to go in swinging. To essentially have Breakfire, Red Mist, and Flippers be ready to throw down as brawlers as aggro shoots them as fast as possible. It's not great. I don't love it. The other alternative is to like kite and fight, but the problem is I have a great bow. So the great bow here is range 30, which is going to outrange the Scorcher, obviously. The Scorcher doesn't really have good range. The Testeron's weapon, the Gazer Beam, is 25. So technically I outrange it, but it's going to be really hard to fire fast enough to deal with that. And then it's not as... the Charge Lance still outranges me. And the problem is the Beam Grazer and the Charge Lance are just so high damaging weapons that I think, yeah, just like bashing them is probably the way to go. With that said, getting maces might be, well, what is their armor? Sharp, blunt. Maybe I'll do Obsidian Blades. Obsidian Gladii. Before we do that. And okay. Ingredient radius tiny, because stop trying to smelt their slag. Would the scalpel be good for anyone? No, not really. The scalpel does tiny bit of damage with like damage boost based upon medical skill, but even at like 20 medical skill, it's more of a novelty weapon. So I'll read it here. Precision crafted cutting tool designed for delicate work. Despite its size, razor-thin blade allows for incisions far more precise than any knife. The damage it dealt, each stab reflects the medical skill of the user. So this does increase the tend and surgery success chance. So it might be useful to equip it when we're doing major surgeries. But as you can see, the damage, the DPS is dismal, even with the medical build boost. So it's not exactly a weapon of choice. And I'll have aggro go for 2 more halls of the obsidian. Now, ideally, I would have made obsidian longswords, but like, I don't have time to get the longsword research before the psychic ship drives Red Mist crazy. Fortunately, Red Mist is the only female, so the ship is only affecting a quarter of our members, but still, like, that's not fun. The other alternative that I could do to keep us safe is to aggro the mechs and then use the animal pulsar. Maybe I'll have you guys decide how to deal with the mechs. Melee pulsar. So the pulsar is obviously safer, but like it uses a single shot item, so it might be more reckless too. So you guys can decide. The poll's in the top right. Red Mist, you were supposed to have this bedroom, not the random hospital barracks. That's my bad. And your hemo collapsed at 20%. We are running very low on medicine, though, which I have not failed to notice. And Flippers is already doing a pretty good job of catching up construction skill and being able to help out a lot, which is great. There we go. We have much better pathing now. The dining room is somewhat impressive and all nice tiles. So we have the steel tile, which is neutral, and then the nice tile flooring, And then these bedrooms are to be done, but progress there is happening pretty good too, thanks to stone cutting and extra labor. Now, in terms of like temporary clothing I could throw together, the other thing I could do is maybe get some dusters together. I have not a lot of leather, but I have enough leather for potentially 2 more dusters. I don't know how much time I have to like smith the stuff and tailor the stuff before everyone goes batty. But like, I'll try to get some decent stuff first. So, Breakfire, you are going to be on smithing, tailoring tasks, not construction ones. And it looks like you guys want me to melee them out. Got it. A good blade is better than Red Mist's normal, so I'm going to upgrade it. Because I think there's a very real possibility that Red Mist can very quickly dispatch one of them. So in terms of all the enemies here, the Tesseron is pretty easy to kill melee, as is the Lancer. I think melee DPS we have 3.5, 3.5, 3.24, so the Scorcher's definitely the lowest threat. And perhaps Breakfire does the Scorcher, because Breakfire is, isn't tough. So I suppose that's the plan. And this is the final sword coming through now. Is it worth checking the engineer to go against the mechs? No. Because there's only 2 possibilities in here. Mechs or insects. And insects will just turtle here, and really can't be... It's possible what I could do is pop this open, and if it's insects, aggro the mechs and then hide. The problem with that is, if that doesn't work and the mechs kill the insects, then I have a bunch of mechs that are awake and have superior range that can potentially one-shot kill me. So it could happen in our favor, or it could absolutely murder us. I'd rather not have a bunch of active charge lancing mechs on the field that I have to deal with. That doesn't sound like a fun time. So it's more of a gamble. So I agree it's like potentially interesting, but because of the gamble, I think it's not worth pursuing. As you say, the devil we know. So maybe tomorrow morning I will try to take on the mechs. I'm making some dusters now so that Red Mist and Breakfire can wear them. Because Flippers is tough and less likely to take like limb or phalange loss as a result of brawling mechs. There we go. So, 3 blades, or 2 dusters, and a crew that is ready to tussle. So tomorrow morning, we will take out the mechs. And then once the bedrooms are done, these two are almost done. Once the bedrooms are done, we'll open up the subterranean lab. Plus, you know, once the mechs are killed. So because of the nice dining room and far better bedrooms, pawn mood is a lot better. Our people's moods have been improved. And I think that's going to be really helpful once down in the lab, because the lab is not exactly a pleasant place to be. Of course, Aggro became nocturnal or something. Oh no, he's coming back and sleeping. So once everyone's up, recreated, and has eaten, we'll go against the mechs. All right, let's do it. So, Breakfire, you're against the Scorcher. Red Mist, you'll take the Tesseron. Flippers, you'll take the Lancer. And Aggro will help out Breakfire with the Scorcher and then move over to aid the other two. Alright, Red Mist one-shot the Tesseron. And now all is left is the Lancer. Done. Like clockwork. Alright, Breakfire, put out the fires. Flippers, Red Mist, destroy the ship. And then, let's go ahead and add mech corpses to the slag zone here. Oh, you did not turn... Okay, hold on. Yeah, when you fight fires, you're not supposed to, like, jump on it. Rat self-tamed. I don't want a rat. So, release. Yo, Breakfire, hold up, hold up. Jesus, not even the blur man himself can catch you. Why do you run faster while on fire than you do when you're not? Breakfire being on fire is kind of funny? Yeah, it is. Alright, good news is we got some plasteel, we got some advanced components. One of the two advanced components we need for fabrication, so that's a really good jump start. And we'll come back to haul the rest of the stuff as well. So Mr. Breakfire, unseal the door. And we'll ready ourselves for some underground. I'm not going to enter it just yet. I'm going to wait until we finish with the bedrooms. One project at a time. But there it is, the vault ramp. No one animal handles, so Red Mist... Actually, Breakfire, you're standing next there. The reason I don't want a rat is, like, I don't have any ranchers, so, like, I'm good. Get rid of them. Alright, here, dismantle mechs, ingredient radius shrink, but basically all mechs are just going to get shredded. It looks like average moods is getting better. All of the ancient lights, I'm just going to break down now. We don't really need them. It's not doing anything for us, but filling room. So 2 decent bedrooms, 3 decent... Oh, mad rats. Forbid the door. I'll just stay inside. We have enough limestone blocks to finish what we have queued to, so I don't think it's much of an issue. Like, yeah. I wonder if the one I released turned on us. Yeah, it did. It's now manhuntering us. Alright, given that we're heading into the lab, let's go ahead and grab 3 ranged weapons. And then once Red Mist is up and tended to... Oh, you've been tended to recently. Once everyone's needs are met, we'll go into the lab. So the current priority has changed. Search the underground lab. Just making sure everyone's needs are met first. Nice. All right, here we go. Enter vault. For safety's sake, I'm going to travel together and have Red Mist go first because she's like a melee savant. All right, left is a room with pneumatic tubes and a sealed door. What I'm going to be doing is searching all the unsealed doors first. But maybe what I'll do, because Flippers doesn't really offer a lot of combat, given that he has a short bow and no shooting skills, is I'll have him hack doors. All right, we got an organ box to be hacked later on, and a gene crate to be hacked once we have xenogenetics. There's some sort of light source here, I think. All right, this is like a lobby, so there's another gene box to be hacked, and then another door to be hacked. So Red Mist, you hack that door. Shooter, stand by behind. Looks like an accounting department. It does, or something. Who knows? Patient waiting lobbies. And topside, the rats are still, you know, like bonkers angry. But who cares? Alright, pausing. So we've got a corridor. I'm gonna have you hack, override the organ box. Alright, Red Mist, what do we got? A hallway into patient rooms, maybe? This is a burn room. Like where you burn corpses or something. Very ominous. Another pneumatic room. Oh, foosball. And we have our first lab equipment. So what I'm going to be doing is setting up a stockpile here for everything that's down here. But good to know. So we have a neurostabilizer array. So before I go any further, this is the lab. One of the goals of the series is to build a complete lab, and these are the required components for it. So we have neurostabilizer arrays, which increase the success chance by 1, and we can have up to 10 of them. And at this point, I think it's probably worth doing to mark that down, because we just got our first. There we go. As you can see, we have 1 of the 10 neuro arrays. We have cognitive arrays, which is recovery time from injection comas. So essentially, like, big picture, the way this works is you take an archite capsule and you put someone into an injection lab, and they have a chance to gain archite genes paired with negative genes. So a little reminder, of course, if you take a look at like Breakfire, for example, He's gone through the process twice. First time he got ageless and cyclical death. Second time he got deathless and awful art. So there's positive and negative, right? So back to the lab progress. Rapid infusion increases the injection time. Rejection buffer coil decreases rejection chance. Genomic attenuator lowers the hunger complexity. And then you have all these other ones too. Archite recycler, which allows you to refund the archite capsule on rejection. Sprice flame uplink, that one's a little complicated. Basically, it lets you see the potential outcomes, but then there's a high chance for you to become a mutant. Then you have the mutagen inhibitor core, which removes the mutation chance completely, so you don't like lose your humanity, but rejection chance goes up a lot. You have the trait prism selection, which allows you to choose between two genes obtained. You have the aberration redirector, which allows you to choose between two side effects obtained. Complexity harmonizer, which lowers the success chance reduced caused by genetic complexity as you add more and more archite genes. And then the archite pathway array, which is a small chance to obtain a second archite gene, you know. So there is the information about the lab. And once we have the lab somewhat assembled, we can go through the details a little bit more carefully. But for now, we gotta explore this place. All right, more hospital beds. I don't know, some janitor closet or something. I don't like that. Oh, okay. Bionic tongue, bionic arm, remote shielder. All right, red mist, hack this door. And Flippers is going to go grab the neurostabilizer array. Top side, all but one rat is done being nasty. And another burn room. Well, that's comforting. They burning the corpses of the failed test subjects. I don't really like standing in a burn room, so definitely leaving the door open and ready to run. In fact, Aggro, don't even stand in that room. You're tender-skinned. All right, Flippers, you have moved the requisite stuff. So, exit vault, and I'm going to kick out the implants. It is still in the morning. Okay, there we go. So from here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to double back over here and start searching these rooms. I don't want to go deep before I go wide. So we got another experiment hospital room. Another experiment hospital room with an archite capsule containment, which will have an archite capsule for genetic experimentation in there. So that's something for you to override. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is gonna get nasty. Splice toots. A small bloated mutant that crawls awkwardly on underdeveloped limbs, representing a grotesque parody of a toddler. Its enlarged belly sloshes with rot stink gas, swelling and trembling with each jerking movement. Upon reaching its victim, the fragile body ruptures into a violent explosion, releasing a choking cloud of dangerous gas. Whether it was once a child or simply shaped to mock one is a cruelty too dreadful to think about. And yeah, it's gassy. Come hit the frickin' aggro, you have an architect eye. Alright, guys, get out of there. Flipper, get out of there. The whole area is becoming overwhelmed with rot gas. And I am going to go topside until the rot gas subsides. We have rot stink at 79, 66, 45, and 55. So yeah, I'm not being down there for a bit. Because I like lungs. Oh, I think we need to kick this thing. Thank you for tuning in to the Stalwart Ancients, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow ancients.